Welcome back, you guys. This is going to be part 2 of a mini 4-part redstone-ish series to kind of fill the void for when I'm gone and won't be making videos for over a week or two. So this is going to be a video on our mass crafting system. So this is a system that we have been using to craft massive amounts of one type of item for quite a while now, since about 1.8. And as you can see here, I'm in survival mode to demonstrate that we use this for our iron farm. This is going to be multiple parts here. So first and foremost, I want to show how to use it, and then we'll get into how to build it. So first and foremost, how to use this thing is pretty simple. You need to empty out your inventory, clear out as many spots as you possibly can, except for an axe and maybe if you want to have your food in the offhand. And then you're going to need to grab a trapped chest and a chest. Because these chests are alternating here, you don't want these to get in the way. Second, you want to fill up as many spots of your inventory as you can, leaving 9 slots open. This used to not be the case because in 1.8 we would just use the number key. You see, we would actually break all these chests, the iron would flow down, and then we would use the 1 key to just put them in every single slot here. That does still work, it's just a lot slower than shift clicking the main block. And we're even going to go a step further than that. So let's demonstrate. First and foremost, you want to break the middle 2 chests. So I'll get into more of this in the tutorials part of this video, but because all of the water comes to the center, all of the iron that flies out through the top will get pushed into the middle. So you want to then press the button, push any remaining iron back to the middle, and that theoretically should collect everything. As you can see, items are flying everywhere. This was less of a problem in 1.8. It's more of a problem in 1.9 plus, especially in 1.12 in the version I'm in here now. There's really not a lot you can do about that, but the water along the top helps, and some iron does get stuck in the back here. I haven't tinkered with this too much, but perhaps there are some ways to push in water from the back to stop all those items. I haven't personally bothered with it too much, because if you're using the system to craft in bulk, you shouldn't be entirely concerned about a small % loss. So the default way to do it would be to just craft stack after stack after stack. This is definitely an effective way to do it, and plenty fast. However, you might have noticed that I have Forge installed, and I have a few extra buttons here. That's because I'm using a mod called Crafting Tweaks. This is something any of you can install with Forge, and if you hold down Shift and Tab, it actually gives you the last thing you crafted. Hold that down, and then all you have to do is keep clicking, and it makes for a much easier, much faster, and much more fun crafting experience. So let me just finish up the last of this, and then you can see that I've nice and easily crafted all of the iron in those middle 2 rows. Now I'm not going to demonstrate with the rest of these chests, but as you can imagine, I would break 2 columns of all of these chests. It's important to do it that way. You don't want to break it along the bottom. You don't want to break just a few here. You want to break an entire column, maybe 2. So at least 1 entire column of 10 chests, 5 double chests, so that all of the items can flow along the top and drop into here. And then if you want to break them, you can just remove the water so you can stand still. And then it's recommended that you have some sort of Shulker Box loading system where you can just fill it in by hand. There will be a link in the description to a video I made on that. Pretty old video, but very, very effective design. We use it quite a lot for filling lots and lots of Shulker boxes of iron. And if you're curious on our iron farm, this is a design by TDL. Link to that in the description as well. This thing pumps out a lot of iron. In fact, we only have it running at 192 villages right now, and it is, well, it's definitely plenty of iron to to keep us busy. So, if you're interested on how to build this, let's get to that bit right now. Okay, you guys, I've hopped into a creative world, set up a little test demonstration and a tutorial setup, so you guys can get started here. So there will be a world download for this on top of the tutorial, but first and foremost, I'm not going to quite demonstrate here, but we have a nice little mock-up here. I'm no builder, but I try to make it look fairly clean. Basically all this is a way to fill in all the items from the top. So we have redstone getting filled into these hoppers here. It's going to take a second here, but all of these hoppers will fill all of these chests below. All of them will get completely filled up, and then when you break them, you can just click the button like that. Now there are a lot of different ways to power these dispensers. All that matters is they both get powered with a button. I mean, you might not even want that. Maybe you just want a pressure plate in the middle. I don't know. But my best advice is to have some crafting tables up here, because when you're crafting these things, a lot of people, surprisingly enough, tend to have a lot of lag when they have 600 entities in front of them. So if you look up a bit, for me personally at least, and I know a lot of other people, it actually helps the frame rate quite a lot. And it looks like with the water up here, I forgot one more thing. So when I demonstrated this, I only broke the middle two. So those are actually the only two chests where water doesn't flow down. What you're going to need is to have lots of signs, kind of like so. If I can just, world edit this live on camera, stack that 17. Then we can have lots of signs in here just like so. I prefer to have these off to the side in the middle here because this will give me plenty of room to use the crafting tables. Now you can also use fence gates. Those would be less laggy than signs, but signs give you lots and lots of space to break these chests, and you won't accidentally break these ones on the side. And that's just important so the water doesn't flow all the way down. They need to be stopped somewhere, and that's something you can easily do there. So, without further ado, let's get on with the tutorial. So first and foremost, you're going to need a platform just like so. This will be 2 by 18 blocks. So you're going to have 8 blocks here for the water stream, as indicated by these blocks here. 1 block in the middle. I prefer crafting tables because you're going to need them, but you can have any kind of block you want in the middle here, and then kind of just mirror the thing on the other side. These are, of course, both filled with water. So let's initially just get the basic wiring in. Like I said, you guys can wire this up however you want, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to use simple repeaters and dust. And the dust isn't too big of a concern given that this is just going to be powered by a human. It's not really going to be a clock. So let's just wire it up just like so, and then we can go ahead and smack a button on the front there, just like there. And then let's just put crafting tables on top of that. So personal preference, I like to have glass around here, so you might want to just build this up 2 blocks maximum, at least on the back here, because after this block here, you're going to have hoppers. So just a 2 high wall around the entire thing, just like so, and then we can speed this bit up. Okay, so now we have a nice little wall right here. So, like I mentioned, you will need hoppers and chests. So let's actually get both of these out of the way right now. So you are going to need to alternate between trapped and normal. It doesn't matter where you put them, but out the back here, let's just do something like that. Then we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of chests, because that is the maximum a player can reach in survival mode. And then this top bit up here will be for the water stream. So let's just do it like that. And then from below here, let's place the trap chest. As a little tip, when I'm replacing these in survival mode, I actually use the water to swim up and hit these. Makes it a little bit easier. So let's just do that, and it should look something like that. So for the sake of ease of use, we're also going to use World Edit for this. So you are going to need to surround these chests and blocks. What you use is almost irrelevant. I mean, as long as it's just a full block, like if you use stairs and slabs, you can fully expect them to get items stuck inside, and it won't be the most effective thing. And you're also going to need 1 more row of hoppers up here, as demonstrated over here. You are going to need something to put into these hoppers below. So let's actually turn that off for now. We're just running these into lava. That's actually what we do on Minerva, because when the iron's full, I mean, we don't want to save it anymore. We've already saved enough of it, so we just send that stuff straight into lava. I mean, it's coming from a farm anyway. So once you get these in place, you want to fill the entire thing. Like I said, it will be a 2 by 18 block. So if this is too wide, I just need to stack this 8 more times, and that should cover the entire thing nice and smooth. You should have about, if my math is correct, about 90 double chests and a lot of hoppers out the back. 5 by 8 plus the 5 on, or plus another row on top, so 6 by 8. And I didn't actually quite do that right, so let me just grab that, stack that a few more times, and that'll just fill the face with lots of glass. So let's fill up the back here, and pretty soon here you guys can already see that we're just about done. This is the main core of it. All you need are the chests in place. It's pretty intuitive, and then you're going to need some kind of signs like so. I can just do the same thing I did before. Stack that 17 times, because this whole thing is 18 blocks long. And then the 2, 4 in the middle. Aha! There we go. So now if we click this button, water should flow out. And if we break these chests, the water won't break it down here. Of course, there won't be any water unless you place it out the top. Nice and easy. You guys can really just come up here with a bucket of water. And then to fill in the glass, let's just do this. You can have glass or slabs or really anything you want up here, as long as it just blocks the items from flying up and out. It just keeps it all nice and self-contained. Now, the items flying everywhere, as you guys saw earlier, That's definitely a glitch. Like I said, theoretically, the items should just break inside of the chest and fall straight down. In fact, I saw a video by Panda 4994 kind of explaining this pretty clearly. I'll link that in the description below. I think Mango did a video as well, but Panda's video is the one I saw, so you guys can just check that out if you're interested. That'll give you a little bit more information on how this is totally a bug, and I do believe that we should still use these systems, even if they're only about 97% efficient. They are theoretically perfect. They are theoretically sound. In fact, if it was perfect where the items fell within the chest and then straight down, we wouldn't even need this water up top. But and I did actually test this before I set this up with a whole bunch of water out the back pushing the items in. And even then I saw that items were flying out down here and getting stuck on the chest. So I realized might as well just keep the design nice and simple for now. Now what I did just back here is place the ice in here. I'm not going to get too far into this. Hopefully you guys know how a simple item stream works. Obviously if you want to copy this you can use the world down low below. Just you want to align them against an ender chest or a normal chest or a dragon egg or a cake, just to get them half and half so they can slide along these hoppers and fill in nice and easily. That's what we do, and it works pretty well. So that should just about cover everything you guys need to know. As far as transportation, getting the items out of here, when you've crafted them, I can link my Shulker Box Loader in the description below. I will also link my 1 input 16 output, because that can load them into a nice wall of chests, although that's slightly outdated, so you guys might need a Shulker Box Loader, but I also have videos on that. So link to all that stuff in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.